Professor Massey, before we get started, I want to express my appreciation again for your patience with my work schedule and allowing me to complete the project in this manner. Our development proposal involves the acquisition and redevelopment of Georgian Woods Apartments in Midtown. We're offering you the exciting and unique opportunity to capitalize on Memphis's hottest real estate development market, be a first mover in the multifamily space, and deliver irreplaceable product in a high barrier to entry infill location. For just $3 million in equity, we've projected a 45% return and a $10.6 million net present value on this project over a 5-year holding period. Before we get into the project itself, let's talk a little bit about Midtown Memphis. Broad demographic trends across the country have shifted away from the suburbs and back towards the urban core areas. This happened first in Memphis in the downtown submarket, which was extensively redeveloped in the late 90s and early 2000s. However, rents have risen so high in that submarket that the young professionals moving back from the suburbs into the cities have been forced to look at areas farther east. No submarket has benefited more from this than Midtown. Midtown is centrally located within the metropolitan area and easily accessible to all major employment centers. It's become a center of all arts, culture, and entertainment within our city, and it offers the urban, walkable environment and eclectic atmosphere that today's young professionals seek. This has led to extensive gentrification and redevelopment within the submarket. Development in the area includes Overton Square, which was recently completely redeveloped by Loeb, the Cooper Young District, which has seen a surge of new high-end businesses locate into the area in recent years, the Broad Avenue Arts District, which is just now coming into its own, Sears Crosstown, the Memphis Medical District redevelopment, which is projected to bring thousands of new jobs to the area. Union Avenue has experienced significant relocation of higher-end businesses, such as Fresh Market. Kroger is also expanding along Union Avenue. More towards the university is the Highland Row development. And finally, the Fairgrounds redevelopment, which was just approved recently. With all this new development, what's missing? New retail has come to the area, new restaurants and bars, new recreation and entertainment venues, new office and commercial space. However, we were unable to find any multifamily housing built within the Midtown submarket in the last 10 years. What we did find was old, obsolete products such as Georgian Woods, in addition to towers built in the 60s and 70s, some of which has already been torn down for new development. This creates a unique opening for a developer to bring new, highly amenitized product into the market to take advantage of the young urban professionals flocking to the area. Let's talk a little bit more about Georgian Woods' specific location. As you can see, it's nearly perfectly centered within the metropolitan area, accessible to all major employment centers, be they the office corridor along Poplar Avenue, the medical district, or downtown Memphis, as well as the airport and distribution networks located in the southern part of our metropolitan area. Beyond that, Georgian Woods' location is one of the most amenitized in Memphis. Residents are just a short walk from Overton Square, Cooper Young, Overton Park, the Memphis Zoo, the Brooks Museum, and the Liberty Bowl Stadium. The property is also centrally located between Memphis's 3 major universities, the University of Memphis, Christian Brothers, and Rhodes College. FedEx Forum, Beale Street, and the Medical District are also located a short commute away towards downtown. In addition to the location's convenient accessibility to area amenities, employment, and transportation linkages, it also enjoys excellent frontage along Union Avenue, which experiences an annual average daily traffic count in excess of 20,000 cars. Demographic trends are also strong in the area. Within a 5-mile radius, in the last 10 years, population growth was 3.1%, versus a 5.7% decline for Memphis as a whole. Income levels are high as well. The average household income within that same half-mile radius is $68,000 versus $56,000 for Memphis as a whole. Educational attainment is also high, with 57% of the adult population holding a college degree of some kind versus only 29% for Memphis. Finally, home appreciation has been significantly stronger than the metro area at 52% within that half-mile radius versus 32% for Memphis as a whole. All of these factors combined indicate strong gentrification of the area. Now that I've highlighted the unique opportunity available within the Midtown submarket, let's talk about the development itself. This is Georgian Woods as it currently exists, and this is our proposed development, a new, highly amenitized multifamily community. And this is the current Georgian Woods site plan. It should also be noted that Georgian Woods sits on a large 6.5 acre lot in an infill location within the submarket, known for its high barrier to entry and resident resistance to new multifamily housing. And this is our proposed site plan, with a new office, clubhouse, fitness facility, pool, and additional parking. As you can see, we've increased density, moving from 25 buildings to 42, 100 units to 336. We've increased our rentable square feet from 90,000 to 226,000. We'll bring new product to the market, including granite countertops, hardwood floors, stainless steel appliances, and custom cabinetry. We've added amenities, including the clubhouse, fitness facility, and pool that I already mentioned. These improvements will increase our rental rate from $695 to between $1,000 and $1,200, depending on the floor plan. This will increase our gross potential rent from $834,000 to over $4.2 million annually. To accomplish this, we'll first need to acquire Georgian Woods. We've projected an acquisition cost of $4 million based on the property's recent sale in the second quarter of 2014 for $3.8 million. Additionally, we'll accrue a construction cost of roughly $34 million. We base this on a $150 per square foot estimate for new multifamily garden housing within the Memphis market. That leaves us a total development cost of $38 million. Before we discuss the financials, I want to offer some justification for our proposed rental rates. As discussed prior, we were unable to find any new multifamily housing developments within the Midtown submarket itself, so we had to expand our search for comparable properties. We found new development occurring in the far eastern suburbs of Germantown and Collierville, in addition to the downtown submarket. Given our target young professional renters, we feel like our property will trend with the downtown submarket more than it will with the eastern suburbs. Therefore, we've identified a couple of relatively new downtown and Mud Island apartment complexes. Our 6 comparable properties include the Bristol, Metro 67, Fielder Square, Arbors Harbor Town, Riverset, and Harbor Island apartments. We've proposed a rent of $1,000 for our 1-bedroom floor plan. The comp average is just over $1,100. For our 2-bedroom floor plan, we've proposed a $1,200 rent. The comp average is $1,395. Therefore, we feel our projected rents are both conservative and very attainable within the submarket. Now on to the financials. Applying those projected rents to our proposed unit mix yields a potential rental income of just over $4.2 million. We've reduced that by 9.5% for vacancy and collection loss based on the National Apartment Association survey of 2013 for garden-style apartments. That yields an effective rental income of $3.8 million. We've added back 7.5% of gross potential for other income, again based on the NAA survey. That yields a gross operating income of $4.1 million. We reduced that by 40% of gross potential rental income, again based on the NAA survey, yielding a net operating income of just over $2.4 million. We reduced that first by an annual debt service figure of just over $2 million. That's based on a 75% loan-to-value ratio of our total development cost discussed earlier. And we've also taken out $100,000 for our funded reserves. That's a low figure due to this being a brand new development. That yields a cash flow in stabilized year one of $330,000. As you can see, throughout the holding period, inflating income by 3% and expenses by 2%, as is industry standard, yields an increasing cash flow from year one of $330,000 to year five of $703,000. Finally, we'll discuss disposition. We've presented three scenarios: an exit at a 5% cap rate, 6% cap rate, and 7% cap rate. That cap rate spread is based on a study of multifamily housing sales within the Memphis market between 2012 and 2013. Given the product we're delivering and the submarket in which we're delivering it, we believe the 6% rate is the most likely scenario we'll encounter at the end of our 5-year holding period. Given that rate, we'll have a sales price of $49 million, subtracting out the cost of sale and paying off the mortgage balance, in addition to adding back the funded reserves, will give us sales proceeds of just over $15 million. Looking at the projected returns of the project as a whole, yields an internal rate of return of 47% and a net present value of just over $11.6 million. Given the $3 million in equity we're requesting, these are very strong returns. And even moving into a 7% cap rate environment, the project is projected to yield an internal rate of return of 34% and a net present value of $6.1 million. Still double the $3 million we're asking for in equity. In summary, we're offering you the unparalleled opportunity to capitalize on Memphis's hottest real estate development market by being a first mover in the multifamily space in decades and providing an irreplaceable product in a high barrier to entry infill location. For just $3 million in equity, we're conservatively projecting an internal rate of return of over 45% and a net present value of $11.6 million. You're not going to find another deal like this in Memphis.